That's your reply to what I'm going to say. No, you're just going to say, like, no, that's a new untold story. Yeah. Okay. Hey, is that story old or told? Fuck no, baby! It's a new untold story. A new untold story. It's a fresh baked untold story. A new untold story.
A New Untold Story, episode 438.
437.
God fucking damn it.
I'm sorry.
When was the last time you spent a coin?
I think they should be abolished.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I think that's
But like then
unanimous,
people don't like being ripped off.
Units of $1.
So the cheapest thing is $1.
I think that's fair.
And then the next cheapest thing is double that?
2. Yeah.
That's crazy.
That would be a problem.
They should just make bills with like perforated edges so you can tear them, and that.
They should have penny bills.
Yeah. There's
Or-
no more coins.
They should have a 1 penny bill and a 10-cent bill. Oh, no. Yeah, I haven't spent a coin in a long ass time. When I get them back, if I spend cash, I don't know what to do with them.
I'll throw them.
You can't.
Yeah.
You can.
I know.
It's fun.
No, I don't even drop them. I heave them.
You hide it in bread, feed it
I
to a
just
duck.
hate the feeling of coins in my pocket.
I hate it.
Yeah.
I get self-conscious, so I actually kind of like walk out of the store and then I like sort of drop them against my leg.
Yeah, I've thrown them in the trash.
Yeah. I feel guilty about doing that, but I've done it as well.
I've done
Yeah.
that. Yeah, me too.
I feel like they'd make their way to somebody.
You think? How much change is thrown away a year, you think?
Probably not a lot. I
You
feel
don't think?
really evil doing it.
I do too.
I feel like this like pang of like, oh, people don't really do this. Even evil people. But it's been a while.
$60 million in change in landfills each year.
Okay, yeah, we do this.
That should be a job.
What?
Go to landfills and get coins.
Yeah, spread out amongst many places, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I guess that is. How many landfills are in the U.S.? Okay,
Just
yeah.
drive Uber. Like you don't need, like they'll give you a car. It's really easy.
Uber will give you a car?
Yeah, if you don't have one, they'll give you a rental.
Didn't know that.
You just don't need to, like, there's non-criminals who shouldn't be driving Uber. Like, it's just a background check.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
437. It's not a main area code. It's an overlay of Toronto.
Mm-hmm. There was too many people in Toronto, so they had to add a new area code. In what year?
It was adopted in 2013,
Mm-hmm.
much like Rosie O'Donnell's ultra mother daughter, Dakota. Yeah.
Her ultra mother daughter?
Ultra mothered.
Oh, because
She has a few, at least a couple.
She has a couple mommed. Dakota O'Donnell?
Yeah.
And
I don't think we need to put her on blast.
Why? She's an adult woman, right?
No, I think she's young.
Oh, okay.
Born in 2014.
Oh, yeah, I guess. I thought that's when she was adopted.
13, yeah.
You know who was mayor in Toronto in 2013?
Not Trudeau. Rob Ford.
Rob Ford was the mayor in 2013 when they got that number.
Was he the fat guy?
He was the fat guy that died, but he, it came out he had a DUI and his popularity rating went up 10%. And he got kicked out of being a high school football coach for getting into an altercation with one of the players.
Uh-huh.
And he was on video smoking crack.
Yeah, in the woods.
He was in a house, but he was with the
not the woods.
I think he was with he was with the Bloods. He was with the Toronto Bloods smoking crack. Search Rob Ford Gawker. And then, that's him smoking crack, and he's talking about beating the fuck out of a guy and then taking his eyeballs.
He's comfortable. He's not even like, oh, I might be on camera and I'm the mayor.
Yeah, like
He's
that is
having a blast.
He's comfortable as
He's
shit.
a content-ass dude.
Is that sunlight on his face?
Yeah.
In the middle of the day.
Middle of the day. That's
but
awesome.
the interview, like him coming out about smoking crack was hilarious because I guess like a month prior, this reporter was like, do you smoke crack? And he said no. And then he was like, what was that question you asked me last month? The person was like, I don't know. Do you smoke crack? And he was like, you said, do you smoke crack? And I didn't at the time. Which is like,
He wanted people to know.
Yeah, he wanted it's.
What did he say? Like, I have plenty to eat at home regarding.
He threatened to eat a woman's pussy. And he was like, no, I am happily married, have been for years. And I have plenty to eat at home. It's like implying that his wife had a filling pussy.
Jumbo.
Oh my God, I'm stuffed from her pussy.
Yeah.
So this was in response to getting accused of threatening to eat another woman's vagina?
I think it was like another watch the video. It's very funny.
I'd like to.
It's unfortunate I have to take the legal action.
It's wearing a
I don't
Toronto
appreciate
Argonauts
people
jersey.
calling Alana a prostitute. I've never had a prostitute here. I'm very happily married at home. This is very disturbing against my wife. Unfortunately, I have to take legal action against Isaac Ransom and George Christopoulos and Mark Toohey. I have to take legal action against the waiter that said I was doing lines at the beer market. That is outright lies. That is not true. You know what? But it hurts my wife when they're calling a friend of mine a prostitute. Alana is not a prostitute. She's a friend, and it makes me sick how people are saying this. So unfortunately, I have no other choice. I'm the last one to take legal action. I can't put up with it anymore. So I've named the names. Litigation will be starting shortly. I've had enough. That's why I warned you guys yesterday. Be careful what you wrote. Okay, so that's all I have to say for now. And the next thing I want to call Mayor Britannia in Hamilton and tell them that we're going to have to spank their little tiger cats. Oh, and the last thing was...
He keeps on going.
Olivia Gondak. It says that I wanted to eat her pussy, the Olivia Gondak. I've never said that in my life to her. I would never do that. I'm happily married. I've got more than enough to eat at home.
Start to finish, bravo.
He ended that sentence like 10 times. That's all I have to say about that. And then he kept going.
Oh, and also, speaking of the pussy.
He was done. And then he didn't say eat the pussy.
I've never seen someone...
And then he brought in another woman. He's like, and also I've never said I was going to eat her pussy either.
He kept stating explicitly stating his own accusations without no one was bringing it up.
No.
And this is at
I've never done lines. I've never said I've never called her a prostitute.
To the reporter that said I was doing lines.
And to that other woman that we're not talking about, I never said I was going to eat her pussy. I have plenty to eat at home. What does that mean? Does she have a long pussy?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm going to be stuffed.
Yeah, long, large, or calorically dense. And this was all just like at a pregame for the Hamilton Tigers.
Yeah, it was the Argonauts versus the Tiger Cats.
Like, who do you think's gonna win? He was like, I didn't have a prostitute. I didn't eat her pussy. I didn't do lines of cocaine like that waitress said, even though she really seemed convincing. I didn't do that.
I think he was running again in 2014 after like the crack stuff, and he was like about to win, but I believe he had to withdraw due to cancer. But look up Gawker got the picture of him with the bloods. It's the funniest picture. Search like Rob Ford Gawker. And it's the picture they got that was their bombshell. Images. It's the first picture. No, you're good. Just that first picture. Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
That's awesome.
He just did this?
Yeah.
Like Vice would have paid him.
I know.
Yeah.
He's
He's so happy.
That's sick.
It's so sick. He's like, dude, it's like him, Jeff Hardy, and I can't think of any other valid white boys like that.
Oh my God,
Jeff Hardy, big time. Yeah.
But like Rob Ford, any hood unscathed.
I mean, look at that.
Maybe Warships, yeah.
Yeah. I can't think of like he's a valid ass white boy.
Yes,
he really
Dude,
is.
there was he was running away from a press conference and ran over this old ass woman and knocked her over. So
in a body run or in a car?
a body. He was running with his body, ran over her body. He's like trying to make this quick escape.
I got hit by a Ford.
Oh yeah. Just knocked her down. This old woman.
He kind of just like
kept going.
Placed her down.
Yeah,
like a centerpiece.
It was. I don't know why he was running. He's God rest his soul.
I don't know anything about him other than this stuff.
He was hitting. He was running her over for like a full 10 seconds and never made eye contact.
It was a long run over. He didn't. Yeah. Didn't want to look at her.
Dude, doing crack is like a guy that fat probably feels insane. You probably feel like Manny Pacquiao.
I don't imagine. Like, how are you fat and doing crack, right?
Yeah, it's a rare feeling, I imagine. Chris Farley.
He's an all-time guy.
All right, guys, quick break to talk about Rose Sparks. Rose Sparks are a 2-in-1 prescription treatment for longer, harder erections. They hit the bloodstream fast because they dissolve under your tongue. It's pretty high tech. It's discreet if you need to be.
Yeah, I mean, I recommend it.
They do work.
It's a big boost for your ego or average size boost for your ego for some, but you'll last longer and it's more fun for both of you and your partner. It stays active in your system for 36 hours, so you can go back to back to back, round after round, ready for the morning after. Be ready for play with Rose Sparks. With Rose Sparks, you can get the erection you've always wanted. Nothing's more embarrassing when you're hard, but not really.
Diet.
Sometimes I'm just the idea of hard.
Sure.
Yeah. Sugar free.
Yeah, yeah. Row connects guys with a medical provider 100% online, so there's no awkward conversation with providers. If approved, treatment ships directly to your door. If prescribed, new sexual health patients get $15 off Sparks on a recurring plan. Connect with a provider at row.co/untold to find out if prescription Rose Sparks are right for you. That's ro.co/untold for $15 off your first order.
All right. I'm talking about Factor again. This is the way to eat in 2025. If you're ready to optimize your nutrition, or you're ready to just eat easier and better.
I'm wanting to eat healthy, but I don't want the stress of having to plan, prep, chop, stew,
mince,
dice, saute,
blanch,
broil,
braise.
Wow.
Paco Jet.
Golly.
Saute. So yeah, Factor, they have chef-made, they're gourmet meals, and they make eating easy. They're dietitian approved, and here's the deal. They're ready to eat in 2 minutes. Put them in the microwave, 2 minutes later, it's not just a standard TV dinner, it's a chef-crafted gourmet dinner. I've had a bunch of them. They all taste so good. I cannot believe eating healthy and deliciously is that easy. Okay, lose up to 8 pounds in 8 weeks if you want to.
Insane.
With Factor keto meals, they're based on randomized controlled clinical trials. They're scientifically good and healthy. Okay? You gotta order the Factor meals. And you gotta do it by going to factormeals.com, okay? /Factor Podcast. And then you use Factor Podcast as the code to get 50% off your first box plus free shipping. I can't recommend this enough. Get on Factor, factormeals.com /Factor Podcast. In our original Toronto episode 416, we talked about Ernest Hemingway. I was in awe.
Yeah. Best guy.
Little late to the game, but I was like, this is the most interesting, coolest guy of all time.
Not valid in any hood.
Hemingway.
He was liberal with the word. He was conservative with the word.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
He left Toronto because it was too prude. I found a guy, and I've told you about him.
Yeah, you did.
We're about to talk about him, who rivals this man. And I know it's hard to compete with Hemingway. This man might.
I think this guy trumps Hemingway.
He, it's Lord Byron.
Yes.
Lord Byron. A poet in the Romance era, from England.
Known for his incredible good looks.
In the early 1800s. He transcends stardom and sin. He's known as the original international celebrity.
His wife, you know how there was Beatlemania? She called it Byromania. It was the first mania. He was the first ever celeb to get loads of fan mail to his home.
Right. He's the first guy to live and fuck like a rock star.
Oh my God. He was every rock star combined.
He was like Brad Pitt multiplied by all the sinners in Seven. He was a bad guy.
Yeah.
Let me just look.
He was a bisexual beast.
Oh my God, yes.
Yes, it says he was.
Dude, that's why he would go on buy runs. He would go and just like fuck a dude, fuck a chick.
Yeah.
Just like he was the king of it. He was Lord Byron.
Yeah.
He went on generational runs of fucking men and women.
He did that throughout Europe, literally.
Yeah, he speed ran the Mediterranean.
He was furiously bisexual.
They described it as furiously bisexual.
Bad, mad, and dangerous to know. I gotta meet this guy.
Clubfoot, ashamed of it.
Yes.
Let's see.
Yeah, you lead us here because you're the original Byron. You're the of us.
You put us on to Byron.
You did.
He had raging cases of gonorrhea and syphilis by age 21.
That's right.
Why is it always raging? Why is the gonorrhea and syphilis always that of a class 6 whitewater raptor?
Yeah, right.
Why? Couldn't it just be like calm and mighty?
Yeah, like a steady flow of
Yeah, like a
gonorrhea.
still lake. Why?
Yeah, like
What
strict.
No, it is a
What is happening?
riptide of gonorrhea.
The penile of discharge that it is that of the Yangtze River. It's always raging.
It's a torrent of gonorrhea.
Slept with 200 plus women plus at least several men in a 3-year period in Venice.
In a 3-year period.
Mm-hmm.
It was like exclusively married women too.
So he
And beautiful androgynous boys.
he fell in love with a 12-year-old girl in Athens, Greece, offered to buy her. Fell in love with a 15.
Yeah. We're not singing he's a bad guy as cool as he was.
Yeah,
bad.
He's elemented. He fell in love with a 15-year-old choir boy.
Elemented?
He has he's not. It's just I don't know.
Okay.
15-year-old choir boy. Had a lengthy affair with his half sister Augusta.
Perhaps even a kid?
And had romances with 2 of his cousins. Had a wife and had many mistresses, or one. Many affairs.
Yes.
So he was bisexual, incestuous, adulterous, and a pedophile. Nothing, and world famous. Nothing was off limits.
He did it all, dude.
He could anything. He wanted to fuck everything.
Everything he saw. And he damn near did.
Yeah.
In a world without morality, that is the.
Don't. In a hypothetical world without morality.
That's like if every tangible item tasted like steak and donuts. It was like the world was his.
It's either he was so happy or so unhappy, and I couldn't tell.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't tell. Everybody was like, men were jealous of him. Women were jealous that other women knew of him, is what they said.
Yeah.
Like he was the guy. And I don't know if it's times have changed. I guess he's a handsome guy.
He was like known as a heartthrob.
Mm-hmm. Charismatic.
So like you said, early life.
And he will fuck you. If you see him, he'll fuck
Mhm.
you.
If you have a pulse, he fucks you.
And it's not your call.
Mhm.
No, you'll want to.
It seems like people did want to,
Mm-hmm.
but didn't always, it wasn't always like that. Born in 1788, like you said, when Byron was born, he suffered from lameness and a twisted foot.
Yeah.
His right foot looked like a testicular boomerang. Look it up. Yeah.
That's a really good way to describe it.
Lobotomy.
Yeah, look at that.
Far left.
Yeah, look at that. Dude, like flip it upside down. That looks like the pod racer Sebulba.
Yes. It does.
It looks just like Sebulba.
Yeah.
He's born deformed. So he was the King Tut of Freddie Mercury's, of Wilt Chamberlain's, of William Shakespeare's.
Yeah.
In his life, his childhood, did you guys look at his childhood?
Yeah.
His dad, a legend in his own right, Mad Jack is what was his name?
Yeah.
Mad Jack Byron.
He married his mom because she was rich.
He married his own mom?
Or no, he's married Byron's mom.
Yeah.
And because she was rich.
And then he gambled it all away.
She paid off all of his debts, and then he left her because she was being a bitch.
Yep.
That's what happened.
Yeah, like that's like what it says on the Wikipedia. It's like, yeah, she was a bitch.
She kind of was like sad. Like, okay.
He died. So he was born treacherously deformed and poor
To a fat mother.
to a fat mother. His dad dipped pretty quickly,
Mhm.
mortally. He passed away in debt. Left
Yes.
it to his mother.
No, he did not. He left it to Byron.
He left a debt to Byron.
He left it to his infant son.
Okay, so Byron had his hands full.
This boy's
And his
club-footed. He's like 4, and he has, I think it was at that time, $25,000 in debt,
Yeah.
which has to be trillions.
Mhm.
That's
Trillions.
the GDP of probably the Earth.
Yeah.
At that time. His mom was known for her lack of money and violent temper.
That's what she went down in history as.
She was a mean woman.
Yes.
And I love that he's a poet because this is how he described her. She is very amiable at a distance, but I defy you and all the apostles to live with her for 2 months. For if anybody could live with her, it was me.
Beautiful.
So the holiest of saints couldn't even bear a fiscal quarter
With
living
his
with
mom.
this woman. And I guess she passed the temper down to him, and he would have things known as silent rages.
I didn't know about the silent
It
rages.
said one time he bit into a china saucer.
Been so mad you eat a plate.
Just say eat a
Not
plate.
a biteable item.
China saucer sounds bad.
Just like go through the cupboard.
He ate it.
Give me a plate.
She made him eat a plate. China saucer does sound better tasting.
Yeah, because it's China sauce is
It's
teriyaki,
sweet and yeah.
and so this is just sauce. It's saucer.
Mm-hmm.
So that's early life. That's infancy.
Yeah.
Age 8, he was stricken with scarlet fever
Mm-hmm.
and had to hide out in the mountains of Scotland.
Because of the temperature.
As one does.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I think it was
I think it was so
temperature
contagious.
based.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Age 10, his great uncle, wicked Lord Byron, and I'm imagining he was bad.
Yeah, everybody called him the Wicked Lord Byron.
Yes, and he died. So at this point,
They
Byron,
were hardly related though, right? I
It
think
was
it was like
it was a
distant uncle, but he had no
distant
heirs.
uncle. Right.
So
He became officially Lord Byron,
mhm.
but it came with no perks.
he got a crumbling estate that was like
Mhm.
actually legitimately made of stone, crumbling, and he was so poor he had to rent it out to another dude.
Yeah, so he has so he's Lord Byron now, but he's still handicapped, so he needs care.
Mhm.
So Byron was attended to by a nurse, May Gray, who developed a local reputation for perpetually beating him.
She, was like a
She beat
nun,
him
wasn't she?
perpetually.
Oh, Miss Gray, I've heard all about your perpetual beatings of that boy.
Yeah.
It's
Come
the
in.
talk of the town.
Take
Please.
your jacket off.
Oh my God, honey,
Have a seat.
Miss Gray is here.
Yes.
She's going to talk about beating the boy.
Grab a towel, wash the child blood off your hands. For perpetually beating him. Oh. Okay. So then, I guess he escaped. that.
Imagine your nurse that's like, I want to take care of you. And then the first thing she does is beat the fuck out of you with her fists.
Ongoingly, ad nauseum.
Like, it's my job to keep you healthy.
And, like,
just wait.
and like everyone like was finding out about it.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Well, unfortunately, the only nurse we have on staff is the one that beats the boys.
Yeah, it's Chuck Liddell.
Just-
All right. So Byron was then put in the care of a trust maker to the General Hospital, a man named Lavender. Sounds sweet. In hopes that he could be cured. Lavender sounds delightful, huh?
Lavender's yeah, dude.
So he was put in care of Lavender in hopes to be cured. However, Lavender instead abused the boy and would occasionally use him as a servant. Some respite from the abuse. Servitude. Dude, all right. What a child.
What a child. And dude, he's a lord at this time. Everybody's just like, hey, it's my turn with the lord, so I can either wallop him or make him do shit.
Yeah.
The clubfoot boy.
It's literally Count Olaf.
Typically, like nowadays, if you would have seen a young boy with a clubfoot in millions of dollars of debt, your first instinct would be to care for him,
Oh my
right?
God, everyone.
They hated him. She's like, I gotta fucking punch this boy.
Punch him.
Your first instinct to see this boy with the worst luck ever is to punch him in his face.
His early life is so fucked up. There's a separate Wikipedia
I know,
just
yeah.
for his early life.
Yes, it's a whole different page. I've never seen a Wikipedia like this.
It's just all abuse.
It's all abuse stuff, but like different types.
Yeah.
And then, then it says, after that, Byron exposed Lavender as a fool. And then he was
nothing
sent
worse
to a
than that.
real doctor. Okay. That's all it took. I think he could have exposed him as other things.
Yeah, not a fool.
Okay, age 12, we start to get a little optimistic uprise.
Mhm.
Regardless of his suffering, Byron was able to perform his first dash into poetry in 1800. He wrote a love poem in honor of his cousin, Margaret Parker. He described her as one of the most beautiful of evanescent beings.
That's right.
So he's in love with his cousin.
And then I think his second poem was about a boy, but he had to disguise it as a girl, right?
Yes. So wait, okay. So he writes his first poem in honor of his cousin. And then she would inspire another poem 2 years later when she died at the age of 15.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Tragedy stripped him of the
One, his
potential
first
of
muse.
inbreed. He couldn't even inbreed.
He had such bad luck he couldn't inbreed.
Okay. Age 13, he's sent to public school in London. It's called Harrow. His experience there was dissatisfying due to his lame foot, lack of money, and his previously neglected education. Okay.
Yeah.
I read somewhere that when he was in class, they did roll call and they would be like, Lord Byron, and then all the other kids just like cheered and booed him.
Mm-mm.
They literally were like, oh, Lord?
Yeah.
Boo.
They booed
They booed him for
The
being
boy
a
with the
Lord.
twisted
fucking
foot.
Lord.
Yeah, he's like limping around and he just cried. And the teacher's like, okay, settle down, guys, settle down.
So at Harrow, he made one.
But the principal, the headmaster, did you see what he called him?
I saw the headmaster ridiculed and abused him as well.
But the headmaster called him a wild mountain of occult and super sensitive vanity. He probably didn't like his foot being made fun of.
That was it.
Quit
He's
being
sensitive.
so vain and let us call your foot Sebulba. The beaten boys being sensitive.
Be sensitive. Yeah.
Why is this beaten little?
Yeah.
Why is this beaten orphan boy a pussy?
So
Why is this little abandoned boy being such a little pussy?
what?
The boy that everybody hates is being really sensitive.
He's really
Why is he lashing out?
He's not taking it well. Like, come on, dude, loosen up.
But he ended up getting his revenge.
So what does it say? While at Harrow, he did make friends, became close to John Fitzgibbon, 2nd Earl of Clare, and with George John, 5th Earl de la Warr. That sounds like 10 people. It's 2.
Two, yeah.
George John, 5th Earl. Yeah, that's just one
two
guy.
people. 5th Earl de la Warr. He retained memories of both. Okay. He remembered them. This is when did he start falling for his half sister at this point in time?
That was a little later on. I think. But that
It
was
was his cousin.
interesting.
Augusta?
Yes.
Was that her
Augusta
name?
was his half sister. So he's at school. It says Lord Byron had multiple relationships with his cousins, including a duel with his cousin William Shaworth. Okay.
Okay. I guess you can count that as a relationship.
And outright romances with Margaret and Mary.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So at 16, he fell in love with his cousin Mary and would still think of her until he was 27.
I thought of you for 11 years. So arbitrary. Like 28 though, he's like, nah.
I'm over it.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
What else he got?
Okay, so then he goes to college.
Mm-hmm.
He goes to Trinity College at Cambridge. I don't know if that's just what Cambridge is.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
How did he like it? I think he started to like it, enjoy life more at Cambridge. He described it as, I was so completely alone in the new world that it half broke my spirits. It was one of the deadliest and heaviest feelings of my life that I was no longer a boy. Okay, so tough start.
Yeah. But only half broke his spirit.
I hated not being a boy.
He just experienced the deadliest and heaviest of feelings after his childhood. Yeah. So he hated all the students, but he did make one friend, a 15-year-old boy named John.
Okay. So he's never really been happy yet.
Not at all.
Yet.
He described John, the 15-year-old. He said, he has been my almost constant associate since October 1805. His voice first attracted my attention. His countenance fixed it, and his manners attached me to him forever. And then the boy died of consumption.
Jesus Christ.
even get to see
Wait,
him.
what is consumption?
I think it's tuberculosis. It sounds like just eating. So then it just abruptly turns for the better. And then it says, Byron spent 3 years at Trinity College engaging in boxing, horse riding, gambling, and sexual escapades. So that's timelessly awesome.
Yes, that's cool in any era. Right?
It has to be. It didn't say like how he got to that point.
But that's what he ended up doing.
But it said Lord Byron, when he was at Cambridge, he would waste hours shooting pistols at the wall.
hours just shooting a wall.
Hey, Byron, what are you doing? Chilling.
I'm just nothing.
Yeah.
And drinking wine from a skull he had found in the Abbey crypt.
Yep. Of course, you found a skull in the crypt. You don't. It was supposed to be there. You don't find that.
Yes. You identified the skull in the Abbey
That's
crypt.
saying you found a hamburger at McDonald's.
Yeah.
The skulls are there in crypts, and I think he exclusively drank from skulls like from there on out.
Ruling uncool, maybe.
Not cool
At the time, maybe. I don't know.
Um,
But do you know what else he did in college?
I don't.
He had a pet.
Oh yeah. So Cambridge had a no dog policy, so he brought a bear.
Yeah. So he exploited the loophole in the university's rules that banned students from keeping dogs. So he kept a bear as a pet.
And then, yeah, and he was probably all smarmy, and
Mm-hmm. Well, a gay man with a bear as a pet.
it was a tamed bear. It said,
I would hope. Yeah. That's still insane.
but I didn't know. I bet you the other students fucking they hated him for good
He's
reason.
at the check-in desk.
If you went to school with a kid who was shooting guns at the wall,
drinking wine out of a skull.
a human skull, and had a
Yeah.
bear with him,
Yeah.
I would not fuck with that kid.
Or you try to be friends with him real quick.
That dude needed
No.
Yu-Gi-Oh so bad. He
Yeah.
needed Yu-Gi-Oh or a hacky
Yes.
sack grip so
Yeah,
bad.
It's a shame
But
he
like,
missed out on
How the
anime.
fuck does he turn into this like rock star heartthrob?
Did he just did he have a glow up? I don't know.
So his poetry career, his first published works was called Fugitive Pieces. It was printed by Ridge of Newark. However, it was promptly recalled and burned on the advice of his friend,
And his friend was a reverend.
Reverend J.T. Betch.
Yeah.
Yeah, imagine
So-
opening up your writing is so personal, poetry especially, and your only friend who is a godly man's dude, you have to get all of those back and catch them on fire.
Yeah.
Not even hey, maybe rewrite it. Or,
It's not bad.
No,
It's just not for me.
Chemically erase it.
From history. Is it able to be read anywhere?
I
read
don't
it.
know. You
Apparently,
did.
it was the one called To Mary, and it was about this girl that he was obsessed with.
That was his cousin, Mary Chawla.
Yeah, he was obsessed with her. And it was just too horny.
It wasn't that it was about his cousin, it was that it was too horny.
Yes.
That might have been it. His
He
friend
was the
like,
horniest guy of all time.
Yeah, there was a stanza where he's talking
Had to
about
have been.
how he can't see her bouncing tits anymore.
I've met, I know that some guys get horny,
Yep.
but he was horny.
Mm-hmm.
He was going, if he had the internet, he would be trying to go to porno.com.
Yes.
Dudes, they're horny dudes,
porno.com.
porno.com / pussy.
He would,
That is the horniest thing you could
Typing
do.
it directly in.
Typing in
First of all, calling porn porno is horny. There's a huge difference
Right.
between guys that say porn and
Yeah.
porno.
Yeah.
And then thinking porno.com is a website.
Yeah.
And then not hitting enter, backslashing pussy.
Backslash
I don't want to wade through the junk.
Yeah.
I'm going to porno.com
/ pussy.
.gov.
porno.com / just pussy.
Google
Yeah.
image boobs, and then
It's porn. It's porn.
who would have thought?
Imagine getting caught
Yeah.
by your significant other.
Oh my.
What's porno.com / pussy? Trying to talk your way out of it.
Are you fucking kidding me, Keith? Porno.com / pussy. Oh, here we go again. You really think I did that? Keith, you're looking at the home screen with your belt off.
Get your fucking bear out of here.
I didn't know it was going to be this.
Porno.com / pussy, Keith. Really?
I didn't know it was going to be all this. I was curious.
You think I know how to do that? It was fucking Austin.
It's all.
It must have
Austin's at
autofilled.
Janessa's, Keith. Austin's been at Janessa's for 2 days. He's eating spicy hot Ruffles, and there's red dust on the P.
You can spell out porno so easily on his phone with the red fingerprints.
And it's in one of those home computers that's right in the living room.
It's
in
right
the
there,
doorway.
nothing, that he can't see who's coming up behind him.
Mhm. He's still in his work outfit, his cement boots.
There's a path leading right up to the chair of just still semi-wet cement. He just had to go. He was so horny.
Because there is a distinction between guys who watch porno and guys who watch porn.
Of course, yeah. Guys who watch porn do it because they got to clear the pipes. Guys that watch porno are enthusiasts and have like it's a completely different world.
They have logins.
They have they're commenters.
Or they're more primitive. Like
yeah, they're beating.
guys who
There's guys that jerk off. There's guys that beat off. Porno guys beat the fuck off.
Yep.
yeah, like if you watch a porn, you're looking to come. That's the end goal. Like,
Of course,
you
of
want to
course.
enjoy the experience. If you're watching a porno, you're about to come beforehand. And
Yes,
you just
yes.
need to get it out in like a more entertaining way.
Right. You're coming no matter what.
It's like a truck driver after like a 10-hour
Truck
shift.
drivers love porno.
Just Trek, Nebraska, I-80.
They are ready for porno.
You check into the Econo Lodge and you use just the computer in the lobby facing the guy at the desk.
And porno.com slash
immediately.
asshole.
Yeah. There's someone next to you on a slot.
Porno.com slash ass. I didn't know it was going to be this.
Oh, what?
This is disgusting. What did you think it would be?
That is the most embarrassing thing to have in your search history.
But not even going to porno.com. That's not in your history. You backslash
pussy.
the dude that doesn't know how to use the search bar but knows how to use the backslashes.
Dudes that watch porno get the same enjoyment that we get watching like a new episode of Severance.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's
they're excited for like new episodes of porno.
Like a safari or like a zoo.
They sort by new
Yes.
because they're like jealous. They don't want other dudes watching before them. I only sort by new.
sorting by new.
That's the horniest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorting by-
I didn't sign up for the newsletter for porno.
What the fuck? It's porno.com. What could that be? It's the least descript. Yeah, but Lord Byron would be one of those guys.
Okay. Lord Byron. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So that his first. So he's like one of the most famous and successful poets of all time. His first try at it, his friend tells him, "No, you got to burn that." His next published works was called "Hours of Idleness." It received savage, anonymous criticism.
Unbelievable criticism.
Savage
like
criticism.
genuinely mean, like telling him to kill himself. Horrible.
Been there. It'll make a man.
It'll make a man. Like
So then I got like he keeps releasing poetry, and then at one point he's just like, he says, "I awoke one morning and found myself famous."
oh well, so it was his next one that he put out. I believe
Was it the next one?
It was the next one. Well, no, the next thing he did that got him famous was he put out a diss track essentially on that magazine that shit on him.
Oh, he did.
And it was apparently so scathing, so mean, because it was what 20 years of pure hatred that he was writing out. He was talking shit on education, government. He hated everything, and he put it all on this paper. And that's the first
what
thing
did it.
people
Okay.
liked.
That's kind of awesome.
And then he became like a superstar. All right, sleepyheads, it's time to drink some coffee.
Yummy.
And there's no better coffee choice than Stella Blue. It's made by our friend Big Cat. It's a better brew for a better you this year. Stella Blue coffee, we believe good coffee is one of life's non-negotiables. It's time to stop drinking those boring, tasteless coffee beans. Stella Blue's coffee's delicious roasts are available in cold brew, K-Cups, ground and whole bean formats that fit seamlessly into your morning routine. We have all the K-Cups downstairs, and whenever we get, I like the seasonal ones that we're getting. They have like the gingerbread is the one I've been sipping on a lot that we have down there.
Those.
So it's great. It makes you feel good. It gets you energetic. A great level of it, not jittery, but it also helps you save dogs. Stella Blue is proud to have helped save over 1,000 dogs from rescue and adoption. Enjoy Stella Blue coffee by using QR code on the screen right now, or by visiting StellaBlueCoffee.com and use code UntoldStory for 20% off orders 25 or more. Find them on Amazon for next day delivery. Great purpose, better coffee, Stella Blue coffee.
Yeah, so he by age 24, he rapidly became the most brilliant star in London, which means the world.
Women were writing him letters begging for one piece of his hair, and he was like sending it back.
That was the first like stand. Like he was fucking like actors, actresses, other
everything.
celebrities.
Every married woman has been fucked by him. Like it was at the time. It was unbelievable. But then he
Then he meets Is this when he meets his half sister?
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Game over.
That's, I mean, just nobody compares.
So he met her, Augusta Lee, and I guess they fell madly in love.
Yeah.
And he was
Rumors.
simultaneously trying to marry
I
this.
think he was married at the time.
He was trying to marry this super straight edge girl who was rich.
Well, he was fucking around with like a party girl, and then he like ended it, and she threw herself into the.
That was in Venice.
That was in
I
Venice,
didn't know what
okay.
that meant.
Yeah,
He was
we'll get there, but
Yeah, we'll get
goddamn,
there.
it's
Wait.
just so hard to keep track of because every woman fell in love with him, and then he left them, and they were distraught.
Right.
Every other
he felt
sentence is
nothing toward
him,
them.
mentioning another person he's fucked,
Like
mixed in with like
the women
his
he
work.
fell for. He fell for that androgynous girl, Catherine Lamb. Was that her name?
There was a Catherine.
And she was so boyish looking that he made her like cross dress as he made her dress as a man,
Mm-hmm.
I believe.
Yeah,
I don't know if he married her or not. He loved the androgynous men and women.
yeah.
He was essentially Prince, David Bowie. He was every famous
Yeah, he was.
person combined.
Nothing
Bill Clinton.
new. All of those, yeah.
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 So then he goes on like a European tour,
Uh-huh.
which seems to be, I don't know what the tour was.
He went to Greece specifically to fuck boys because they were more open about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You could be killed in the UK at the time, in England at the time, for being gay.
Yeah.
So he went to
So he used to
Greece
get
on
the
like a
boys.
fuckboy trip.
Also, he still just had like crippling debt.
Yes,
Oh,
yeah.
he wasn't rich at this time?
Not yet.
No,
But he would
still
be-
had.
become-
And then back then, you could just, if you had debt, you could just like move a county over, and they'd be like, "Well, not sure what to do about that."
Yeah.
Just leave.
All right,
yeah.
that's over.
But they
But
was fucking
apparently,
around
like
Europe.
going on tour, if you're like a rich lord after college, was like Rumspringa. They like all did it.
Yes.
Seems like he had a blast. So Portugal to all across the Mediterranean.
Did you see what they wrote when he fell for one of his other cousins? Apparently, she was ugly, and they blamed her. They were like, she should never fall for a man like that with her bad figure, which is like,
That was on her.
yeah,
on her.
It was on her for fucking him.
You
They
can't-
blamed
you
ugly
can't
women
blame
for
Byron.
fucking him.
Yeah,
Imagine
I know.
being so beautiful and so lusted after.
Mhm.
If you fucked an ugly chick, they blamed
They
the
blamed-
chick for.
How do you
Like,
think
I
you
don't
are?
believe it. Yeah.
Also, at this time, I saw that he had a plan with his male cousin to go on like a little cruise tour because his cousin was like an army naval commander, and he had a 32 gun frigate. And they was like, "Yeah, we'll go on tour. It'll be sick." It's like, imagine going to like a naval officer now and being like, "Yo, can we just like bounce around the Caribbean on your destroyer?"
On your,
That- I mean,
that'd
that's
be
what he
so
did.
sick.
And he's like, "Yeah," but then he couldn't
Yeah,
do
you
it because the
can't.
guy fucking died in battle.
Who was he living with in Europe?
He was living with Mary Shelley
Who wrote Frankenstein?
and her husband, but it seemed
Weird.
a weird dynamic.
Her husband looked like a chick, Percy.
And she looked like nothing.
No, they
The
brought their
la-
stepdaughter or something, and he was fucking the stepdaughter.
Is that what it was?
There was like 4 people. They're all fucking. They were
Same
bouncing
house
around,
together.
living in villas.
They're in Geneva.
What was their daily? They had like their daily routine that they shared.
They woke up. Mary Shelley said they woke up at 2
PM.
p.m., had breakfast, chit chatted for 6 hours, then went for a ride on horses in the woods, and then went home and had dinner and chatted till 6 a.m.
And then
So they
would
just
repeat.
Chatted
That's-
Gossip,
nonstop.
horse riding, and breakfast.
Not bad
Not bad.
at all.
Yeah.
And what did she say?
What did she say?
What did Shelley say?
Gossiping till 6 a.m.
In his home, there were 10 horses, 8 enormous dogs, 3 monkeys, 5 cats, an eagle, a crow, a falcon, 5 peacocks, 2 guinea hens, and an Egyptian crane.
I think he wrote all that, and then he had to write an amendment. He was like, I found 8 more peacocks on the steps.
Yeah.
So then, he was like, let's tell ghost stories. I guess they like to just chat.
That's what their job was.
But he also was getting fucked up.
On alcohol or what?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Well, he brought his doctor because he wanted his doctor to be there because the doctor had the good drugs.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he brought his doctor
and
everywhere.
he's like, "Oh yeah,
This guy's life
he
is
was like, "You should
impossible to
come. You
stay in
should
the right
come.
order.
And also, like maybe bring some of that opium."
But like
I don't know.
he was the first person to tell a vampire story, right?
Oh, did he?
I think he inspired Dracula. He wrote the first vampire story.
They
So he-
talk
And
about
then he
that
inspired
session.
Mary Shelley's Frankenstein.
Yeah,
They,
that was
they like talk about that session like it was Kanye in Hawaii, right? And my
my beautiful dark twisted fantasy. Yeah,
like they like told ghost stories and then they just made Dracula.
Yeah,
and Frankenstein.
In Frankenstein. So he was like, let's tell ghost stories. Then Mary Shelley wrote Frankenstein.
yeah.
And he,
Here's
like,
my ghost
helped.
story.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
And she was like 18 at the time.
But then he had to go to Italy, fuck 20-year-old women.
In Venice, and that's where I didn't get that.
They fought so much he had to go out and sleep in his gondola.
Yeah,
And then when he kicked her out of the house for good, she just threw herself into the canal. But then there was no more about her. I don't know if she lived or died.
He started fucking her, moved in with her, kicked her out of the house.
Her own house.
And then she threw herself into the Venice River.
Yeah.
And it's just like, did she die?
That just doesn't say anything else about
Right,
her.
that's all it says.
I think she just jackknifed into it.
Big ass splash.
Yeah.
Try to win him back.
Check this out.
Yeah, you want to leave me?
That doesn't impress me. I have a fucking bear.
Yeah, right. But Italy was. This is where I started to like. Too much was going on.
Too much was going on. And then like Percy Shelley drowned to death.
Yeah.
They had yachts. They would find him like dehydrated in a brothel all the time. So more details.
I recommend everybody to.
So then does he fight in a war?
He falls in love with Armenian independence, and he starts wearing a turban, and then he starts funding freedom fighters, and like he was demanding to like command troops.
Yeah, well, I guess they said that like they recruited him and he was confused. He was like, I don't know what I can do to help with the war, but I guess I'll get like a battleship.
Yeah, he bought a battleship, and then he started like winning the war.
He's winning the war.
He learned Armenian. He wrote the Armenian English dictionary.
And he was like translating Bibles.
Yeah.
And all this time he's writing all of his works.
Yes, constantly. So yeah, he was like leading military coups, and then just got a fever, and they let out too much of his blood, and it made him worse, and he died.
Died at 37. Yeah.
All that at
What a
37.
life.
Also, we forgot to mention his daughter.
Oh yeah, his daughter invented computing.
Yeah, his daughter Ava Lovelace.
Yeah, that's like very, very famous. I think the original computer language is called Ava after her. She was like, I'm going to invent computers in the 1800s. And then she wrote her idea for computers, and they were like, yeah, this is right. Like 100 years later, like, yeah, this is good.
So that's what happened.
Right? Like, I didn't quite get it.
Done?
Click on her name, because like, how... She invented modern computing, and she died in 1852.
I can't even fathom that.
I don't get it. But that's a whole other thing. She was...
Yeah, she was born out of wedlock to a mistress. He was married.
He never really talked to her.
Yeah.
Her dad. But he also had another daughter that he never claimed. And then when she was dying at 5, he was just like, do your best, but he never came home.
And yeah, she was like, I just want to see my dad. And he was like,
No, he didn't come back, but then he wrote the most beautiful like obituary for his dog.
I still can't get over.
He's a bad guy.
He's a very bad guy.
But
I
he
still
might
can't
have
get
just
over showing up to college with a bear.
That's so. I don't know if that's cool or like whack.
Just imagine the check-in desk.
Yeah, you said no dogs.
7-foot bear.
But like that's such like a sovereign citizen move.
Mm-hmm.
Like just to find an obvious loophole. Like we mean no animals.
It's not a dog.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of cunty.
But that's like a cartoonish acceptance of that loophole. They're like, oh, yes, I guess we did say that.
That's on us. Here are your keys. Welcome to college.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Interesting cat.
Yeah, he's like Dan Bilzerian with a septum piercing. He's just a fucking menace.
He's, with I don't know. He was like gangly.
He was 5'9".
Was he?
130.
Not bad.
But apparently he was like really insecure about his weight. So he had an eating disorder.
He did, yes. He would be either morbidly obese or rail thin. Like people would see him. He would shed weight. He would have like a huge meal of like a ton of meat and then would go like days only eating white wine and crackers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's the modern equivalent of this guy?
I don't know if there is, dude. He's the apex bi.
I mean, I'm trying to think of who's like a horny celeb.
I mean, Diddy.
Yeah.
Or like John Mayer, maybe?
Diddy. P. Diddy, probably.
Yeah. I mean, if he had access to Bushwick.
His social media would have been insane.
Byron's.
Yeah.
He was good with the pen. I don't know, like, would we be able to read his works and like understand it?
I read his Epitaph for a Dog, I believe is what it was. And it was like pretty juvenile poem.
Listen to you.
Near this, not that one, that down there. When some proud son and man returns to earth, unknown to glory, upheld by birth, the sculptor's art exhausts the pomp of woe, and storied urns record those who rest below. It's like just rhyming.
Yeah, when I read the one about how much he loved to fuck his cousin,
Yeah.
it was sort of similar.
Ha-
He was just bummed that
How much did he love? He never fucked her?
I don't know if he fucked her
He
or
probably-
not, but he was like, we're
he
so
always
into
got what he
each other
wanted.
that we got.
That was his thing.
We got to break up. We have to break up.
He's like Diddy, I guess.
Well, every relationship he talked about was that he was like, it was just a violent passion. It was awesome.
Yeah, he did describe a lot of things as violent.
Yeah.
Huh.
He had yachts, which I didn't know existed.
Yeah, but it was like
Probably
they
just
were wood.
wood. Yeah.
So big ass boats, pirate ships. Yeah.
He did a lot. He did a lot.
How was he looked back at?
I don't know. I don't talk to intellects
Right, I don't
or
know.
people who would know literature.
But where would you talk to intellects?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't.
I wouldn't know where to find a single intellect.
Me neither.
No idea.
I don't even know what classifies somebody as an intellect.
Like a PhD.
I feel like they exist.
They're somewhere.
Gotta find them.
Are they in Chicago?
Probably not. Probably not.
We got no one to talk to about this.
No. How many celebs do you think have their social media managed by somebody?
Probably.
I
the
think I got a
majority.
healthy
I would say about
percentage.
90% that
Yeah.
don't have
Mhm.
access at all,
Yeah,
Some, just have no access.
which is for the best.
it would be freeing.
Yeah,
I think so.
to not have it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't like to see myself. I wouldn't like to see. Imagine somebody like tweeting opinions in your voice,
I wouldn't like
or
that.
like posting you, and
Why can't you just not do it?
they can't. Because I was reading about it's an old story, but like Adele, I guess, is kind of off her rocker, and she lost all her weight, and she wanted control of her social media back. And her first post was her as a Jamaican woman. They're like, no, give it back.
Yeah.
Look up Jamaican Adele. That was how she
I
unveiled.
remember this.
You remember Jamaican Adele? Or the Bantu knots, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, that was like her first post under her control. And they're like, give it back.
That's
She lost all.
yeah.
So like nobody was even talking about her weight loss. They were like, Adele's Jamaican now.
People, I remember, what were they like? Wagwan.
Yeah.
What is it? What is the hell?
Wagwan?
is it? Wagwan from the other side.
Wagwan.
She looks
You know them way there.
like a working man's Katy Perry.
Come on now.
But also, if she wanted to be accepted by them, like, she should have stayed where she was.
Adele? Yeah, you're right.
In the dagger halls.
Oh,
You
she would.
know
Oh
about-
my
you
god!
know about dagger.
Licking their chops
Cloak
at the
and
dagger
dagger.
halls.
Mhm.
Why'd she do that?
I think was it like a cultural festival?
I don't know. She does look like a working man's.
Dude, a video. The only thing that would have been better than that is a video of her
Getting
daggering
daggered.
someone. Is that what you say? Daggering?
Daggering.
Daggering
Yeah.
a
I've
man?
seen it.
I've seen it. Yeah.
Those dudes will
Violent.
spin.
I don't want
It's
to like. This is
violent.
obviously not like the prominent Jamaican culture. They have some incredible cultural aspects.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they're proud of this, but
Hedonism too.
hedonism is that
Is that in Jamaica?
It's in Jamaica.
Is it?
Yep.
it's
I want
always,
to. Oh,
it's always
they're just like pound.
that's like one of the nicer venues. It's
Yeah.
usually like a tiled floor or like a back parking lot.
Yeah, it's like the room where like a restaurant will keep their stationary tub, and it's just
Yes.
55 people.
And like the guys who do it look like they're just trying it for the first time. Not this guy.
This guy's damn good. Yeah, they're just like spinning on like their upper pelvis.
But a lot of them are like it's energetically similar to like close combat warfare. Like they're very violent. Like they start like tearing down other parts of the venue. Like, there's like furniture everywhere. They're like they start like grabbing the fences and breaking that. Like sometimes it's the guy receiving it and he's in hell.
Oh,
like,
yes, it's
leg and
horrible. But the venues afterwards have to be just completely demolished.
Yeah. It's like
I think that's
Royal
what they do.
Rumble.
It was like when Battlefield 3 came out. You're like, oh, I can destroy the
The
map.
environment.
Yeah,
Oh,
finally the
yeah.
environment can go down.
Uh-huh.
You're just breaking everything.
Yeah. They do kind of have a WWE style where they use the environment.
It's probably Jeff Hardy
Yeah.
inspired.
Yeah.
Like they're like, oh, they're like, where'd you get that ladder?
Yeah.
Dude, they'll be dancing and it'll be I quit matches. It'll be-
They're like balancing on oil drums and just diving into open legs.
Not the steel chair.
Galdem. Fatty ting.
What was that?
I don't know.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. We're due for another celeb to culturally appropriate.
It's been a minute.
Trudeau,
Mm-hmm.
It was
Pelosi taking the knee with the fucking African headdress.
Mm-hmm. Kente
Still been
cloth.
too long.
Yeah.
Kyle Bauer on our subathon stream.
what did I do?
You were wearing like that African
I
head
was,
thing the
yeah.
whole time.
On my head where it was supposed to be.
Exactly. You treated it with respect.
Mm-hmm.
You treated it with the utmost respect. Oh, man. Anything else going on?
Not so fast.
What do we got? Rudy. The best thing ever happened to me.
How do we forget?
This dude DM me was like, not to freak you out, but Rudy's number 6 on the Epstein list.
Yeah.
It was so well done.
Uh-huh.
And I got to be honest with you, Rudy, and I didn't tell you this. Before I called and told you and laughed, I started a group chat with Mook and Kyle. I was like, is this a thing? Part of me
So you
believed
think
it.
I got motion
This
like
is-
that?
I said, should we be concerned?
And I got to be honest with you guys. I saw it before that and was so concerned it was actually real. I was speechless and didn't even hit any of you.
You
guys
saw
up.
before I sent it?
Someone DM'd it to me.
Yeah, I got it too.
Probably right before you.
Okay.
No.
All right, man. I'll give you this one.
I said I probably saw it right before you
mere
texted.
seconds.
Yeah. Probably a little bit before you.
Yeah, like
It moved me.
it was a feeling I took it as truth just because of the way it was
It's
formatted.
the format of the text.
Oh, that's reassuring. Yeah.
I was like, it's kind of a compliment
Oh, is it?
that you would have that pool.
That I beat out Dershowitz on the top 10?
But I think you would have been a rapee.
It's sort of up in the air.
No, because you like, yeah.
No,
I guess the timeline, like,
some of the comments were like serious, like, "Oh, the hockey guy must have been a victim of."
Yeah.
yeah, that was the funniest
I
part.
hate that it got deleted, but then
Okay, just so like if people don't know,
the only new one here is the
if
hockey
people
guy.
don't know, someone who's an anus fan went into the conspiracy subreddit.
He's not a big anus fan because it's only his number 2 used subreddit. Monopoly Go was his number 1. So some Monopoly Go fan.
which will never
What was his
we will
username?
never dethrone
Huh?
Monopoly
What was his
Go.
username?
Juan Damian,
Juan
Nebraska.
Damian,
Ah,
Nebraska. So he went into the conspiracy subreddit and then said this is the CIA leaked Epstein list, which has been rumored
This
to be
had to have
dropping
taken him
for,
a
like,
long
ever.
time.
And he wrote this like very convincing full list and then just snuck me in at number 6. And the funniest thing is the people on the conspiracy subreddit, which is a humongous subreddit.
2.1 million?
Yeah, they were in there and they're like, yeah, this seems pretty legit. I'm not sure about the hockey guy. Never heard of him before. And I'm sitting there reading, literally eating a chimichanga. Like, are you serious?
But
It was the
the tweet was funny. You had the chance to deny in the tweet.
oh you didn't yeah
Never denied. You haven't yet.
You haven't.
That's where you are mistaken on how to handle a PR crisis.
Don't deny.
Because then
That's the first thing I'm doing if I'm on the Epstein list.
No, because then
Yeah.
denial brings in
oh,
accusations.
the Streisand.
That is an accusation.
No, it's not. It's a fucking joke. Associated. Okay,
mean,
subject alpha personality directed to.
I love that they put you at 6. Everything they did
That
here
was
was
perfect.
masterful.
profile. Former NCAA hockey player, Colorado native, self-described plant dad.
But it's in like that legal format.
Yes. Like they just
like
got as much information as they
Ruda,
could online.
comma, Junda.
CIA
comma,
note,
Rudy.
peripheral figure, possible early recruitment. This was so well done.
Yes,
Masterful.
it was hilarious. It's a.
It was the
hilarious
hardest I was out in Cleveland.
No, so
I was dying laughing just at the bar, just reading
So
it over and
funny.
over.
thing. Mhm.
It's like you end I leave town for one weekend and you end up on the Epstein list. Rudy, I can really, man.
No, I didn't mean to. You don't get it. It'll be fine.
Yeah, thank you for reminding me, Mook. That was is the link still active?
It's dead.
Damn.
Mhm.
Comments are there.
Comments are there.
Yeah, and then once I tweeted about it, the anus fans going in there and talking about it were so funny.
Who was the hockey guy? A gay man with dyslexia.
Yeah.
6 checks out. I was on the island with him when we were kids. He got a security escort. Oh my, yeah.
The fans were so funny. It was so funny.
Rudy Junda being on this list all but confirms it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That Junda guy is 100% guilty. I heard he was doing some illegal business in Turkey as well.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's true.
Fake.
Mm-hmm.
Highly dubious. That guy wasn't willing to go fake, but he did say highly dubious.
And just the placement of at 6 was so artfully done.
He's good.
Like it was like seeing someone in a flow state.
He spent time, and when we found it, like that screenshot's from that's been up for 13 hours. So he just did it and went along with his day.
Mm-hmm.
He did that for him.
Yeah. And just let it naturally blossom.
He did that just for for 13 hours.
Mm-hmm. Now we wait.
Somebody might see this.
Incredible.
That was his. Somebody might see this. That's all he wanted,
Right.
Oh,
Exactly.
what a guy.
and he's still out there
Uh-huh.
with that skill set.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, it's so good because like, who is reading that far down? Who's on? What Anus fan is going to read all the way down and just be like, oh wait, Rudy from Anus?
Yeah.
Are you kidding? Yeah.
Click the link that has no action.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
It made my night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you're out there, like, don't keep doing this. 'Cause
No.
it's probably not good for Rudy.
Unfortunately, it's very funny, but like I do not want it to like I did not meet Jeffrey Epstein.
I was hoping for you to like. I was hoping for you to like die laughing when I called you, and I was like, "Hey, Rudy, anything you need to tell me?" And you're like, you were eating a sandwich, of course,
Yeah.
and you were just like, you were chewing, and you're like, "No." I was like, "Have you been on the conspiracy subreddit?" And you're like, "No." And then I just told you you were implicated in the Epstein list, and your response was like, "Really?"
Oh, I'm sorry that I'm sorry.
I would have
I'm
laughed.
sorry I didn't
I would have been like,
respond.
"That's crazy.
My bad.
That's crazy."
Yeah, no, I didn't respond.
You
in
went
the
like
way
this.
that one should.
Really? I was like, "Do you want the link?" You're like, "I guess."
That's not how I reacted. I said that's not.
You
how
were
I reacted.
so indifferent.
I was just like, wait, what? What? I'm sorry I didn't react to being on the fakely put on the Epstein list in the way that you expected.
I was expecting a laugh and just being like, "That's crazy."
Yeah, you gotta be amazed.
Oh, you know what? My bad, guys. My fault.
I wish you would have been surprised. And then,
Yeah, you were.
I hung up the phone and I was with my girlfriend. I was like, he
I was in the middle
was
of something.
suspicious.
I was in the middle of something.
What were you doing?
I was having dinner.
Did you have to break it to the person you were with?
No, I wasn't
was
with
that
anybody.
folk?
I wasn't with anybody.
Oh, then you weren't in the middle of shit.
I was enjoying a meal, and then I get dropped on my head that you've been on the Epstein list.
I feel like anybody else's reaction would have been like, "Wow, no fucking way."
You're kind of rewriting history. I was like, wait, what? Are you fucking serious? Like I said that.
That's not good.
Yeah.
What do you mean it's not good?
That's not enough.
That's
What
not
you're doing right
enough.
now- what you're doing right now
It's
is
not the
sickening.
reaction
What
I-
you're doing right now is sickening. I might poison you with bread for this.
Kyle, drop it on me that I'm on it.
Nick, have you seen the conspiracy subreddit?
No, what's up?
Someone leaked the CIA's Epstein flight log list.
Oh shit! Holy fuck!
You're on it.
What? That's
You're-
not true.
You're on the
That's
list.
fake.
It looks
As
real.
fuck.
Les
No.
Wexner, like you're
Dude,
sixth.
send that to me. I need a laugh tonight.
That seems realistic. Yeah.
That's not that different of how it went down.
No, it's very. You didn't laugh. You were just like, "That's okay." Okay.
I'm nails, dude.
You're not nails. It made me, and this was like right after I was like worked up the courage to call you because I didn't want this weird
What do you
conversation.
mean worked up the courage? You before you even spoke, you were like, I thought it was the Joker. Like he barely got words, and he
I
was
did call
laughing.
you like- I
he
did-
said multiple times.
I think you're
interrupted
gonna
my
want to
sentence.
open up or
He
slash
interrupted-
conspiracy.
He interrupted my sentence multiple times. Every time he spoke, he kept going, "This is the best night of my life."
No, at one point Nick said, "I needed this."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I had a long day. I was tired, and I was just like, you know what would make tonight great?
He was out of town enjoying a vacation, and he went out of his way. He was like, "This is the best thing ever." I couldn't even get a word in.
Oh, I shared it with the entire green room in Boston. It was
My God.
awesome.
Oh, that's sweet of you. Thank you.
It was the best.
I mean, it is objectively very funny.
Dude, I had friends from home that I don't think listen to the show that just know I'm associated with you. And they were just like, "Yo, is this shit true?"
That's concerning.
I
The
know.
concerning thing is like we sent it to like inter-Barstool group chats, and everyone
a
was
lot.
like, "Wait, is this real?"
Tommy Smokes.
In what galaxy am I like on the?
Tommy Smokes was like, this definitely isn't real, right? I don't know.
Multiple times.
Like
What?
everybody's response was like damning to you.
I mean, you've been, yeah.
That's the response I want.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what it should be.
That is, we
The
didn't tell you
elite
that.
circles in Denver. Epstein is recruiting. out
Tommy
of
was like,
Denver?
"Wait, so is this real or not?"
Yeah.
Like, few people were like that.
I mean, I like.
That was my initial reaction because I know like you've schmoozed with higher powers.
What do you mean? Who?
You've been like.
Who?
I remember in your
Who?
in your New York heyday, you were going on private jets.
Mm-hmm.
With our boss. For
You've been
work.
invited to like masquerade sex parties.
You're going with like NHL guys,
Yeah.
Dave Portnoy
Also our
guys,
coworkers.
and, like you might have like slipped out, met somebody,
This is insane. This is insane.
met somebody.
I gotta wait. I
I
gotta
don't
see what
know.
I sent to the guys. Boys, Rudy is smack dab in the middle of the Epstein flight logs at number 6. No way this is real, right?
Yeah, like right, like
I had to like at least cover my bases just in case I had to submit to evidence. Like, okay, he took it seriously enough.
yeah, it's
I have to cover my bases because of a post on the.
we were all worried
Because of a post
I
on
was
Juan
we were all-
Damien, Nebraska. You got to cover
we were
your
all
bases.
being a
But
little.
who does this?
We're
Who
being
puts it at 6?
cautious.
Like, this is a crazy move.
I didn't know like this is the perfect prank. I didn't know like
It's the
someone could
perfect
just
prank.
Drop
It really
this.
He
is.
formatted it perfectly.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it could be a she. We don't know Juan Damien's identity.
Mm-mm.
it could be anybody. Could be one of us. But we'll never know.
It was incredible. So
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah, kudos to that guy. Anything else?
That's it for now.
That's our new sign off.
People are so.
We got to end every.
No one hit me up and was
That
like,
was
"Yo, what's
weak.
going on with this?" They were like laughing, yada yada yada. People are hitting you up.
Dude,
We're all
I bet
talking-
you there were multiple group chats
We were all
talking about
talking
you
about it.
throughout this office.
Are you guys like moving scared of me now?
No,
Nobody.
but
Like I'll
I think
Clinton
there was
you?
like nobody was dead certain it's.
I
not.
don't think anybody. I bet you were. If somebody saw it, you were the second person they talked to. They had to talk to one other person to be
Yes.
like, "This is fake, right?"
This is a powerful weapon to wield, actually.
Yeah.
Nobody was dead set that it wasn't not
No,
true.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just be like, okay, keep talking.
Yeah. I was.
Uh-huh.
I was like,
I got
somebody
people.
has to tell him.
I got people.
Good God. All right, Kyle, sign us off again.
That's it.